Instant feedback coming in like crazy. Frank from Manhattan. O&A, this morning I took a cab to work and it drove down Fifth Avenue. All the news vans were lined up on either side of the street, and I had to laugh because all the anchors were standing on the top of the vans. Gee, I can't imagine what they were afraid of. You know, every head of every news department gave their crew some serious marching orders. If I see a goddamn wow sign on our air during the Cardinals' funeral, you better jump in the grave after him, because that's the only place you'll be safe. It was great. They don't make a move without thinking of the wow ambush. Syndication Underground. Frank.
I think I saw a wow sticker. Someone slapped it on the Cardinals' casket as they were carrying it out of the cathedral.
Yikes. We haven't had wow on live TV lately. I think they're on to us a little bit. They're a little smarter. Yeah, it's going to be a little harder to get them, but they'll let their guard down. They always do. Let's let them rip, man. They always do. All right, let's go back to the phones here. Garrow?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
How are you, Garrow?
Good. Just graduated from Seton Hall this morning.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we had our commencement speaker was the one and only Tom Brokenjaw.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was horrible. The first 10 minutes were so-so. He started talking about a couple of things, but just went on forever and ever and ever.
Did he have any sense of humor?
We were heckling him from the seats.
Did he try to joke or anything?
Yeah, he did. He tried a couple of things, but we were just, like, so out of it. We were so turned off to him right away.
Always good to start with a little joke.
Yeah, it was like you could see him. He was, like, yawning on the podium and stuff before he came out. We were just like, screw you, leave, bro. We just want you to be gone.
He's the sleepiest guy ever. Ever. Why? Did he have something to do with the school, or they just,
he got an honorary degree.
Well, they all do.
Honorary degree.
Why give it to this guy?
Tom Rosa, NBC Nightly News, here at Seton Hall. I just want to tell all the students, stick with your studies and what you're doing, and you could someday be like me. Tom Brokaw.
Tom?
Yeah.
It's a big day for you.
Yeah.
You're doing the graduation speech, but you seem really, really out of it today.
Well, I was covering the death of the Cardinal.
Oh, you were?
For many hours before the speech.
It sounds like you might have been at a frat house last night and stayed up too late doing like cake stands or something.
Well, you're on to me. I was at one of the many frat houses around Seton Hall University, and I was doing some keg stands with some of the students. Yeah. And, of course, there was some drunken co-ed we like to call free meat when they pass out. And the boys in the fraternity were kind enough to let Tom Brokaw get the first dibs on her.
Tom?
Yeah.
Besides sounding really drowsy?
Yeah.
There's writing all over your forehead and stuff.
Oh, those little sons of bitches.
What's that all about?
Well, I fell asleep after I banged the Actually, it wasn't a co-ed. It was our own Katie Couric, who was passed out getting nailed by line after line of frat brothers. Yeah. Quite the scene.
Yeah, but you're not explaining the writing on your
Yes,
your
right. I fell asleep, and I guess some of the little hooligans wrote on my forehead. What does it say? Give me a mirror. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you better look in the mirror, because I can't even repeat it on the air.
Yag. Is.
No, that's.
Sigh.
No.
Yags. Sigh. Smot. What does that mean?
You're reading it backwards. It says Tom is gay.
Tom is gay?
Yes, that's what it says.
No wonder I was getting funny looks at the diner when we all went for a little breakfast after the hot. You should have seen Katie Couric. Quite the sperm bank when everyone was done with her. Just line after line of students. And, of course, all of them listened to the Opie and Anthony show, because after they finished up, each and every one said, look what I did to you again. Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News, partying hardy here at Seton Hall. Many bong hits last night, Opie.
Yeah?
Many bong hits. And then, of course, Katie, her butt up in the air, getting slapped with many a yam bag. Fascinating. I don't know how she was able to sit on the news program this morning.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you had a great time at Seton Hall.
Lots of fun at Seton Hall. I'd like to thank everybody, especially the whores. Tom Brooker, NBC Nightly News. We went on a little panty raid after that, Opie.
Oh, yeah?
A little panty raid. I got my wick wet once again.
Yeah, well, you got like a wet spot in the front of your pants there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but...
I was going all night. You should have seen me at the rave later on doing some X. I was almost coherent.
You were doing some X, huh?
Tom Brooker, NBC
Nightly News. Okay. Well, thanks, Tom. Tom?
I think he crashed out finally. What a partier.
Commencement speeches.
Tom Brokaw. An honorary degree. I hate that. They get the honorary degrees. Bill Cosby's got like 20 of them. I can't even get an honorary degree from my high school. Bunch of bastards. I heard Rick on the phone once. What? No, he just wants an honorary diploma. Just an honorary high school diploma from John Glenn.
He was talking to your old high school?
Yeah, and they're just like, no. Bastards. Come on, man.
You've made something of your life.
I'm the pride of John Glenn, you mother effers. Let me in, those hallowed halls.
You're the most famous person to come out of John Glenn, I think.
I think so. You'd have been the most famous out of Harborfields if it wasn't for Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey.
There's a big difference right there, too, huh?
But John Glenn, out there in Elwood.
It's like it couldn't have been a guy that has like a small part in NYPD Blue that went to my high school. No, it's Mariah Carey.
I can't think of one person that came out of John Glenn High School.
That's
famous?
Not
a one. That's even, because I don't even consider myself famous. You know, I have a bit of recognition here in New York. Great. But, I mean, the other people in John Glenn have... I've never heard of anybody that even comes that close to John Glenn. Not like a Mariah Carey, like your Harborfields, where she goes back to her school to perform.
You know, I made the call.
She gave something back, Opie. What are you doing?
I made a call to Harborfields High School.
Did you?
I want to go back, and they didn't want anything to do with me or you, for that matter.
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with them? I think I'm like a half a credit short because I didn't climb the rope enough in gym class, and they didn't give me my diploma. So I had to go through life with the scarlet letter of no diploma, Opie, a high school dropout.
But you are an expert.
At what?
Air conditioning.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I did. See, I went on. I don't have no good enough diploma. What was I going to get a GED for? Let me tell you, people, those are the dumbest friggin' things you ever want to get in your life. If you didn't make it through high school and get your diploma, just write it off. Who cares? You think an employer's going to go, oh, you dropped out of high school. Oh, but you got the GED. That's great. The great hard questions on a GED. How to balance a checkbook. Oh, that's that tough thing called subtraction. Whew.
The good enough diploma.
Yeah, like Chris Rock said.
Yeah.
GED, good enough diploma. Now I could go to college. Slow down.
Slow down.
Now I got my GED. Now I could go to college.
Someone is saying, didn't Boomer go to John Glenn?
No, he didn't. Boomer went to my elementary school, Timber Point Elementary School, but I never went to the high school over there in East Islip. I was moving around we were like friggin' nomads when I was a kid. We were all over Long Island. East Islip, Central Islip, Huntington.
Why did you move around so much, Ed?
I don't know. Papa's having a hard time keeping a house. It was a little rough. It's like, hey, Dad. What's the matter? No job again this week? Jeez. But he was a high school. You know, he had a diploma. You know, one week he was fixing vending machines. Next week he's like a private investigator. And the week after that, I don't know what he's doing.
He owns one of the snack carts on the LIA.
I don't know what it was, but we were moving every year. Every year it was like, pack the crap up again. Here we go.
Here we go.
Get the U-Haul. And it was never long moves. It was like, all right, now we're moving from Central Islip to East Islip. Oh, good. That's good. Nice 10-minute move, but we got to pick everything up, move everything. So a year later, we're moving again, back to Huntington. I moved back to Huntington. I went to kindergarten at a school called Cuba Hill Elementary School.
I know where that is, sure.
Then, in 6th grade, after this journey around Long Island, we came back, and I was back in
kindergarten?
Cuba Hill, back in kindergarten. I never went one grade up. Back into Cuba Hill Elementary School in 6th grade, and I knew everybody, but they didn't know me. I came in and I was like, I know that guy, I know that, I know her, I know him. And they didn't know me, so I was walking up to people and just going, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like, hey, who are you? And I was like, oh, wow, nice. You're growing boobies. Isn't that nice? But we were moving all the time. Yeah, so why can't I get my diploma? I'll go there, I'll take a class, I'll go to gym, I'll do some sit-ups, it'll be a laugh, and you slap me with my sheepskin, for God's sake.
Rick tried.
I'll go up in the field and give a little speech. I'll give the
Was it just gym you failed?
No.
Okay.
Might have been a couple other things. Maybe social studies.
Social studies?
No, I don't know what it was. It was because I didn't show up to a lot of classes. They were like major league boring.
They were getting in your way.
In the way of my pot smoking.
Funny thing is, though.
What?
The principal knew who you were.
Of course they know. I was in there every day. I had problems, Opie.
He knows exactly who you are, but they don't do that.
How come they don't do that? There's no law. There's no rule.
It's an honorary degree. It's not like you could do something with it.
Yeah, what am I going to go some job and go, hey, I'd like to apply. Here's my diploma. You know, any other job I had, I used my school that I went to out in California.
Yeah,
I would just write it down. It's like high school. Okay, Dana Hills High School out in California. What are they, on the phone? Hello, Dana Hills? I need confirmation that Anthony actually went there.
I got a college degree, and they never asked me.
Has one person ever asked you for your degree or diploma or anything?
No.
For a job?
They never asked for the high school diploma or the college diploma.
Especially like a dopey-ass job like this.
I had
what do you need any kind of education
I
for?
had regular jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Throughout my radio career, they never asked. And some of the jobs, I was a computer programmer for a while.
See?
They never asked me about my college education.
Never asked you.
They just assumed because I was applying for the job.
I went into the wonderful world of air conditioning installation, and no one asked me for a diploma. You're bringing your diploma. But goddamn it, John Glenn, what's your problem? Stupid school. The astronaut wouldn't even go there. You know, they tried to get John Glenn, the astronaut, to say hi to the people, named the school after him, and even John Glenn said no. John Glenn wouldn't go there. They try every year to get that son of a bitch over there. He flew into space. He won't go to Elwood.
They should change the name of the school then.
They should.
John Glenn's dissing the people over there.
School. It totally dissed them. I'll travel like a few million miles, but I won't go to John Glenn High School. Stupid.